So you're at that point where you're looking to grow. You know that you have the skill sets, but you're having a hard time finding the clients. Well, I've mentioned this in several videos, but my approach and my advice, you're gonna have to just go out there, put yourself out there and say, I might need to be willing to do this type of work for free to gain that trust of that potential client that could end up resulting in thousands of dollars. I think sometimes too many of us are caught up on, oh, I'm not gonna make that video for $500, or, oh, I don't come out and shoot for less than $100. But then that's the kind of person that also can't find any work sometimes. Now, that might not be you. Maybe you've been doing this long enough that that is not your problem. Your problem is that you are good enough and that you kind of refuse to do the lower level work. And that's a good problem to have. I would actually have to say, for the first time in a while, I've started to reach that point where if they cannot come up with the budget, I might have to come up with an option that doesn't turn them away, but that we can make it more suitable where it's a win-win for both parties. So an example would be they only have a budget of $500 and they want a long list of things. Well, I'll say, if $500 is all you got, let's figure out a way that we can get you some things that you want and I can still make a little bit of money and it's a win-win. And what I found with that approach in regards to working with their budget rather than working with your own budget and kind of being flexible in regards to the types of projects that you can end up making for them is that, once again, it goes back to having work and establishing some form of relationship with them is going to be more important than getting your money. I every year put a number down on a piece of paper that I'd like to make. And there's been some years that I've made more than that, some years that I've made less, but I will actually say 4th year of operation, we're getting a more consistent kind of return each year. Now it's going up a little bit, but not as much as I want. Now this year I have pretty big goals because, as mentioned, I'm already starting off at a little bit of an advantage comparatively speaking to last year. But for yourself, be realistic. What did you make last year? And where do you truly think that you're going to end up picking up clients? Now what I mean is that I always like to kind of say, all right, starting 2024, I had 3 retainer clients. What does 2025 look like? Do I have this gut feeling I might lose one of those 3? Maybe 2 of those 3? Do I feel like I'm on the trajectory of growing even more? Well, I kind of like to play devil's advocate with myself because let's just use my current situation with the 3. I think those 3 are still around next year. Do I think I take on a 4th in 2025? I am going to kind of like pencil it in as a 50% because really what I actually think happens is that I try to maintain those 3. I'll try to get a little bit more money out of those 3, very minimal because, as mentioned, they're like grandfathered in. They're the ones that pay me regularly. Incremental changes are going to be very slight. But at the same time, I more have the initiative of managing those 3 and going ahead, and every year I have a handful of events that have been on step and repeat. And my goal for this year would be to just add 1 more step and repeat event. Now 1, maybe 2. Last year I want to say I think I added 4 regular yearly events. So this year, let's just say I want to keep those 4 and I want to add 2 more. And that's a realistic goal because also you got to take in consideration, as I am growing and I'm operating this as a one-man band operation, I have to consider all the editing and shooting that's going to come along with these projects, that I don't end up kind of backing myself into a wall where I actually can't accomplish everything. Now 2024 and 2025, personally, I want to get to a place where I can bring in an editor, and I have an individual in mind and he's fantastic. But what I have to figure out is budget. How much am I willing to give up of my kind of personal finances that I'd make from that project to give it over to him in regards to, do I need that money or does it make more sense to have him do it, make a little bit less money on that project, but churn and burn it? And that's kind of where I'm starting to enter in 2024 and 2025 is I want to start growing and get more help. I love being part of teams. I love managing teams. It's something that I haven't been able to do over the past 4 years because I've really just been going solo. Occasionally you'll see me where I'm teaming up with other people. But for the most part, it's usually solo operation and editing and filming. So 2024 and 2025, I want to personally make it a goal to start doing more of that in regards to bringing others in, because that's truly the way to grow. You as an individual can only do so much in your kind of capacity. But I don't know, today, just a video of me wanting to talk to camera. Also, I've just been getting this interesting YouTube tick where I've been kind of really interested in making some videos. I've gotten some cool products that have come in, and I've really been filming some behind the scenes and projects that I'm really excited about, mainly because selfishly, some of these have been so big and I've done them by myself that I love to broadcast it that I did by myself. But as mentioned, this year I want to bring more people in, and next month we'll be in Puerto Rico, we'll be at Wolfstock, and then we also have River City Railway, and those are going to be some projects where I'm working with others that I'm super pumped about, and loving the opportunity to get to showcase to you guys some of the work that's coming out of these projects.